Hi and welcome to this walkthrough of creating a test case with Burr. To be able to use this functionality, one, you need to have a Burr application that's up and running, and two, you need to have the local tracker turned on. And then otherwise, it's just a matter of running pulling a few things and then running a simple command, and we'll be able to easily create a test case. Now, just note that for Gen AI applications, testing and evaluating things can be a little tricky. So exact equality checks may not work if you're actually in your test case calling out to an LLM. But to mention here that Burr has an opinion on how you do this, but we definitely want to make it easy for you to create the data required for you to create a successful test case. So let's get started. So assume I have a conversational, some sort of RAG bot that I want to create a test case for. And so specifically, I want to create a test case for a response to the question, who would like to go to a Mexican restaurant, given the kind of, RAG state of the world at that particular point in time. To be able to do this with Burr, we need to, note a few things. One is, what is the project name? What is the app ID or trace is another way to think about it. And then the sequence number that we want to kind of pull the state from. So specifically, we want to create a test case from this particular state. And so you can see, this is kind of what the raw JSON looks like. And this is what the test command is going to help us pull and then populate so we can run a test. So we'll then move over to, if you have Burr installed, you can then run the Burr test case create command, providing the details that we kind of mentioned before. Now, in this example, there is no partition key, so empty string is just fine. And then we are specifying an output JSON to kind of store the data that we want. So we run that. And so it found some data, wrote it to AI converse.json. And then here, if you haven't written a test case already, we have some code here that we can cut and paste. Now, things to note is that you do need to modify things here. So, for example, knowing where to import the code or the function call to kind of exercise. Once we've done that, we might have to change the function call itself, just because it is, takes another argument. So in the case of this particular action that we want to test, AI converse, we can see here that actually takes in a vector store object. So we're actually going to have to add a fixture to our particular test case to kind of satisfy this requirement so that we can kind of write a test. And so I have, taken the shortcut of doing that already. So in which case, what I did is I cut and pasted that code, I put it in here, but then also added the right imports to pull out the function we're exercising. And then things required to kind of create a fixture, which I have done here to create the vector store. Now we can see here we have our dummy input text. Now this just mirrors the example, but this would be, if you have some RAG state, this will be one way that you can kind of do it. And then in the test case here, we can see that I've actually modified and added another fixture, vector store, which will map to this one, that will then be passed in to our function. Now, I haven't done anything else here, so this check here now is doing a set for equality, and so if I now use PyTest to run that, we will see here that this should fail. The reason why is because the state we're matching against has this to do fill this in. So where does that come from? Well, from the JSON that we Burr pulled. What it does was it effectively set up this initial state here that kind of pulled from it, and it's up to us to fill in this expected state so that we can then use it for our intended, whatever the intended methodology or tactic you're doing to actually evaluate the output, whether it's exact, whether it's fuzzy, whether it's calling out to some sort of LLM to grade things, etc. This is then kind of the idea. So then you set up the input state, the expected state, in a way that then helps you run the test case. Now, in this particular example, we actually don't want we actually want to check for this, since what was pulled was the state at the end of the things, the correct answer is in fact kind of Stefan. So what we want to do is actually exact match this particular state, just because this is the easiest thing to do for this particular example. And so we want to add that state, and then we actually want to modify the state here to ensure to actually simulate what was actually passed in to this particular function. So if we run this test, we should see it probably will fail because this is actually going and doing an LLM call on the back end, but actually lo and behold actually works. Now if we run this again, let's see if we get the exact result that we thought. No, we didn't. You see here that we got a full stop, right? So what are you to do now? Burr's not prescriptive here, but we want to enable you and give you the tools so you can make a good decision and then curate data in a way that then helps you more easily manage these particular tests as your application evolves. Thanks for listening. If you see things that we can improve and help you with your particular workflow, do feel free to create an issue or come reach us in the Discord channel. Thank you.